Hey friends, so let's have a little chat about why you feel like your house is stressful or cluttered when you enter the door. Here are 15 things that are probably making your house feel a little more stressful and a little more cluttered. My name is Becky Truda, and on Minimalist, we talk about decluttering and minimizing and living your best life. Having functional furniture. So don't go buy the furniture that is too hard to clean. Keep those surfaces easy to clean on the furniture you buy, either whether they're wood or fabric. If it's fabric, make sure, like on the couch that I have, I can take off the cushions and I can take out the covering of the cushion, I should say, and I can wash them easily because we are messy people in our house. So things happen, and if I had cushions that I couldn't wash at all or that couldn't go into the washing machine because it was one solid piece, that would make the function of that object much more difficult to keep up with, and it becomes very stressful. Number 2 is huge as well, and that is having enough workspaces that are free and easy and accessible. So when you look into our kitchen and our bathroom, you see our work surfaces, and I try to keep them as clear as possible. Because we have an older home, if you've seen any of my other videos, please go check them out. I'll link a few below, but we have a much older home. It's from the 60s, and so things were just made smaller and probably for the best. Like, we just don't need that much space. But it does mean that we cannot just keep everything out on the counter. We cannot just spread everything around. We have to be very mindful about the things that we use all of the time and things that we don't need to be put away somewhere else. Let's head on to number 3. Have a home for everything. And some people, it's second nature. To me, this was an extremely difficult concept. I would lose my keys constantly. In the community chat, I had put like how many hours a person usually wastes looking for things in their lifetime, and it was like 3,000 something hours. And honestly, if I had not changed my life, that would be me probably plus a couple extra 1,000 hours, because I constantly didn't know where things were. Couldn't find my shoes, couldn't find the shirt I was looking for, had no idea where my keys were. That was the big one, and it was extremely infuriating. But slowly finding things that work for you. Where are your high traffic areas? Put something there that creates a home, like a basket, or hang something by the door for the keys. And there is a saying and a study about doing something for 30 days and it becomes a habit. That's what you have to do, especially with those keys. Hanging that every day, making a conscious effort to put it there every day. And now it's just second nature to me, and I don't even have to think about it. I hang them up immediately when I come in the door, and I put my shoes in my basket immediately. It is second nature, but it does not start that way. You have to create a pattern for yourself. All right, if you are just starting out, let's go on to number 4. So number 4 is only keeping things out that you truly love. So if you ever came over to my house, which probably most of you guys did, but my house was farmhouse chaos is what I like to call it. It was not the beautiful magazine farmhouse. It was that I literally found everything that I thought was in that genre and I just threw it around my house. That didn't work for me. I was constantly having to bang new nails into the wall, moving things constantly. It drove my husband absolutely mad, and I never felt really satisfied with the way it looked. So when I slowly started to pare away, take away those things around my house that I didn't love, I realized that there were very few things out of all of that I loved. I think I ended up donating or selling about 99% of those things. And now if you look around my house, it really describes the things that I really enjoy or that are necessary around my house. All right, friends, so number 5 is one that you can literally do right now. And that is something that I actually learned from a design artist. What is that called? A designer, like a room designer. I was watching one of her YouTubes, and she said something that totally made sense to me. And if you have a bunch of little items, so looking in my bathroom, I have like soap and I keep out my face wash because it doesn't fit in the drawer, and I use it every day and every morning, every night, so I might as well keep it out. So I bought this little tray, this little wooden tray, and I put them on there, and it turned into one thing. So if you have a bunch of little things that you have to keep out, things that you really enjoy keeping out, then find either like a book or a tray and put them on there, and it immediately feels like you have less things out. It's like magic. All right, guys, my absolute favorites are coming up, so hang on. These are going to be very helpful if you're feeling overwhelmed. But remember to hit that like button if you're enjoying this, and let's go on to number 6. If you're like me and we do simple, easy, 30 minutes or less meals, then keep your appliances and your utensils very simple. You don't need a lot. You don't need 4 wooden spoons. Usually you only need 1, maybe 2. I've learned to just multitask with the things that I have. Let's go on to number 7, which for me was a massive struggle and something that I am a recovering shopaholic. So if you are buying things constantly, you are probably not able to get rid of enough things that are replacing the things you're buying. So if you find that you're coming home with 5 things, but you're not getting rid of 5 things, then that's probably what your problem is. You're having too much of an influx of inventory, and there's not enough homes for that. Remember we talked about like having a home for everything? So if you are buying too much or too quickly at a too quick rate, you can't possibly get rid of that stuff. But I love the minimalist 1 in, 10 out rule. Like if you're gonna bring something into your house, really think about, is there 10 things in that category that you could get rid of right now in order to bring in that? Or even if you do 1 in, 1 out, that'll help you, because at least like when I get a new shirt or a pair of pants, I know it's because another one is going out. Number 8 is one of the things that I really only got good at this past year, and it is something that will help you a lot, and that is creating some kind of cleaning routine. So if you're anything like me, if you have a list of things that you have to do every day, you rebel against them. If you're like me, you look at the list and you go, no, I don't feel like doing that today. I'm not gonna do it. It can't tell me what to do. I don't know why I talk to myself like that. It's insanity. But instead of doing a list, it's almost like when one thing happens, the other thing happens. So it's almost like you're creating a routine without having to make a list that you have to check off. So when I take a shower, I clean the bathroom. Now I don't do a deep clean every time, but I'll like wipe things down and make sure the toilet, maybe I'll spray a little of my bleach water spray that I create. If I'm cooking, last night, my whole family, we got together, we washed the dishes, we dried them, we put them away immediately after dinner. So creating some kind of routine makes it less feeling like it's like a list of chores you have to do where you feel like, ugh, I don't want to have to do it. But you just become like, this is just what I do. This thing happens, the next thing happens. I clean the bathroom, I take a shower. Like, it becomes so second nature. It's kind of like putting your keys away. It just becomes second nature to you.
Number 9 is ineffective use of space. Making sure that you are being cognizant of where your family leaves their stuff. Put a basket there, hang some hooks. Make sure that you're using the space wisely that you have, especially if you don't have a lot of it.
Number 10 is having furniture that's too big for that space. When I first started this journey of minimalism about 4 years ago, this was the first thing I really did. I started paring away the multiple pieces of a large furniture that I had in my different rooms. I got rid of the large dresser that was in my bedroom. I got rid of the huge couches that I had and the big bulky chairs that I had in every room. And that was really because they were hard to move myself. I could not clean, I could not get around them very easily. It became a burden. And so walking into my house was a burden because I couldn't get in. The structure of the room was too difficult. I have a very long rectangular living room. And so all this big furniture would just block you from being able to get to the other rooms. I said this is like my favorite. So number 11 is you need to work on one project at a time and stop trying to do multiple things at once, because that's how my brain works. I very often, have read about ADHD, and a lot of times I feel like I can relate. My brain will start a project and then I'll see something else and I'll go do that. Now, that is not going to be helpful when you're trying to keep a place that is less cluttered. Like when I start a craft, I'm gonna finish that craft, I'm gonna put that craft away, and then I'm gonna start the next one. Will really help you to maintain a less cluttered environment, and it's just easier in general to put things away if you do them step by step, one at a time. All right, friends, I have totally talked about this one before, but number 12 is very helpful and super easy for you to do. So when you bring in that mail, you're gonna throw it away before you get inside. Shake your head with me, you're gonna throw it away before you get inside. Now, at least if you bring it in, like if you don't have a trash can or it's raining and you're just running in, then put it right into the recycling bin when you get inside or into your trash, whatever you have. Because creating piles is like a signal to ourselves that there's clutter, there's frustration, and then I just want to put up my blinders and just walk away from it and just pretend that I can't see it. But I would very much recommend not buying a bunch of baskets just to be able to throw things in, but really thinking about, do these have a real home from this pile? Clothes need to put where clothes go. Don't just throw them all into a bin and hope they disappear, because they're not going to. So number 13, a big no-no, is not dealing with things that will take you less than a minute to do. So if you're putting your socks on the floor instead of putting them in the laundry bin, yes, it is just one little thing, but I promise you, those little things add up. When you stop doing the little things, it becomes a bigger thing. So when you see that piece of paper underneath the couch and you're not picking it up over and over again, you're creating a to-do list for yourself, whether you like it or not, and it's in your head. And it is going to be so much less stressful if you just check that off by doing those quick, less than 1 minute, really most of them are like less than 20 seconds things to do. All right, number 14 is very important, and it is something that this year I am working very strategically on. And that is creating a life where my schedule is my own, creating a life that I don't need to go to places where I can get a massage. I don't need to go to places where I need to get my nails done and relax, because my life has been curated in a way that I enjoy it. So really thinking about, when you go to things and you create things that are in your life, am I enjoying this? Is this something that brings me a lot of smiles and happiness, or am I just trying to fill the empty space so I don't feel lonely or anxious, or however you might feel when you're alone? And we've made it to the end. So this last one is about your closets, and this will really help. So what I've done is I've only bought a certain amount of hangers. I do not buy any more. I have enough where in my closet there is room for my clothes to breathe. There's easy access of me to move things around as necessary. And I don't want any more than what is necessary. That is my enough. So looking in your closet, are all your clothes slam jammed together? Can you not open your drawers? Or is it just a struggle? Because that is creating a lot of stress for you in the morning. There are only so many decisions that as humans we can make in every day. And if you are constantly having to think about, is this okay? Is this an okay outfit? Or does this go with this? If you're creating stressors as soon as you wake up, that is not going to be a good start of your day. So really thinking about taking all the clothes out, only allowing in what fits easily and what you truly enjoy wearing. It does take time, but you can get there. So if you've enjoyed this, remember to hit that subscribe button. I would love to hear a comment from you about how you can create a cluttered-free life.